Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan King Garcia.
Gentlemen, you received instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up.
So can these two fighters now establish the electric vibe that has been missing for most of the evening? This has not been a thrilling boxing card in any way other than the setting and the quality of the fighters who are in the ring. We have not seen a great fight. If we're going to see one tonight, this is the only candidate remaining, and it was probably always the most likely candidate, Mike.
Absolutely, Jim. Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero, great characters outside the ring, exciting fighters inside it, two big punchers, and Ryan Garcia, of course, owns the fastest hands in all of boxing.
Particularly the rocket left hook. Very hard to see coming.
Yeah, I mean, he can really throw it from anywhere. He can throw it from the hip, from high up. It's a dangerous weapon.
Is the marriage with trainer Derek James permanent or a momentary thing?
I think we'll see. There was a lot of talk about Ryan reuniting with Eddie Reynoso for this fight. But Reynoso, of course, was unavailable as he's training Canelo Alvarez. That fight's in Riyadh just 24 hours from now.
Good jab by Garcia.
I like that jab by Garcia. I think that separates him for what Rolly does. Rolly don't really work behind his jab, and I think that'll keep Ryan out front if he can do that consistently.
Ryan sticks an authoritative jab. He's already landed 2 or 3 of them. You establish that punch in the first round, and it means a lot to you for the remainder of the fight.
Most definitely. And he's going to definitely offset what Rolly is trying to do, is land a big counter punch. Good jab.
So far, the first round is a Ryan Garcia jabbing exhibition. We're more than halfway through.
You know, Antonio, you're somebody that turns pro later in life. Rolly Romero didn't even start boxing until age 16.
Yeah, that's late to start. Not extremely late, but normally if you're going to be in this sport and have a career in it, you usually want to start by 10, 11 years old. Start them young, for real.
It's easy to love a fighter who has fast hands. Is it a learned trait, Antonio, or is it totally inborn as a skill?
Well, you train and you can, get better at your speed, but it's something you either have or you don't. If you're a fast fighter, you can become a faster fighter or quicker if you have those abilities. I like a guy that can do pretty much a little bit of everything. Power, speed, rhythm, timing.
If I were going to come back as a fighter in my next life, and I wanted to ask for one attribute, I would ask for fast hands. I think it decides more fights than any other physical edge.
Yeah, think of the best fighters of the past 25 years, right? Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, incredibly fast hands.
Meldrick Taylor. I can still see him.
Yeah, having speed and control is what bone fighter, but that weight did him good.
And those strong legs. He has a base for power in there, as does Garcia, by the way. Oh, hard right hand over the top by Rolly Romero.
That was a clubbing right hand, though. They're going to have to straighten that out.
Keep working, break him down.
All right, Antonio, let's take another look at the punch that put Garcia down.
Right there. Ooh.
Boom.
He caught him twice right there, but that hook was solid right on the chin, and he didn't load up or nothing. He just was in rhythm with it right here. Turn it over. Bing! Great shot by Rolly Romero.
Garcia was already off balance after the first hook, and then Romero sealed the deal with the second. So now, Garcia has tasted Rolly Romero's power. The job for Garcia now, in addition to getting his bearings and his senses back, is to try to make Romero taste his power.
Most definitely.
With a left hook.
And it's not just Romero's first fight at 147. This is Garcia's first fight at 147 as well.
They should both be a little stronger.
Now, Garcia, of course, had that tumultuous 2024. He got into trouble. Waldorf Astoria got arrested for some damage to the property. But he tells me he's been sober for a while now and that he worked with his family in outpatient therapy.
Man, that's great, man, that he took it upon himself to really seek help if that was the case. And you can see, you know what I mean, with his approach to this fight, it's definitely working. You feel me? He's really applying some things to his life. I think it'll be important for Rolly now to start investing in that body just in case this fight goes long. He can at least take a little of the steam off of Ryan Garcia.
They've both been focused so far on landing a power shot upstairs. So neither of them has yet mounted a serious body attack. But it could be that the first one of the two who does that could gain an advantage. Look at Romero's upper body. Can you see that musculature? See where the power comes from. Muscles in his back.
Yeah, he's a strong fighter. When I look at Romero, it looks like his style really gives Ryan some issues. You know, Ryan is not able to really effectively jab as much as he wants to. He has an awkward style, and I think it's bothering Ryan to some degree.
Well, sometimes a puzzle takes a while to solve. That's why there are 12 rounds. That's why you have a corner to talk to you between rounds. This could become an exercise in management for Ryan Garcia. With all his talents, Romero is a very tough opponent. Has already shown it.
And certainly since that knockdown, Garcia seems a little more hesitant to uncork that left hook.
Well, he got to set that left hook up. Just throwing it for no apparent reason is not going to get it done. I would like to see him really scoring with that jab, and I think he can open some things up.
Romero just missed with another right hand. First two rounds are very dramatic, and now we'll be back. Really erupted now in what is an action-filled fight, at least for the first two rounds, between Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia. And considerable drama now as we move to round 4, with Garcia already having been on his back in center ring in round 2.
Good body shot with that jab. I like both of these guys focused tonight. Rolly seemed to be mentally focused, not really getting reckless with his style. Like it.
You know, certainly this is the best battle of trainers on the entire card. Ryan Garcia with Derek James, who's led Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence to championships. And then, of course, Romero with Ismael Salas of the Cuban School of Boxing.
Yeah, and you make a great point with that. Salas from the Cuban School of Boxing. But has he had a puncher like Romero before?
Never.
Garcia sticking the jab in. Romero jabbing to the body.
He's setting up that left hook again.
He being Garcia.
Rolly.
Oh, Rolly.
Rolly setting that left hook
his
up
own
again.
left
I see him faint for it. Right there is where Ryan should be snapping that jab out right there.
Just keep looking at the thickness of the muscles in Romero's body. It looks like he got more out of the rise in weight than did Ryan Garcia.
That's the jab I was talking about. He got to continue to use that jab in order to set the big punches up.
Garcia is far more likely, it appears, to commit to his jab than Rolly, who uses it more as a tactical rhythm thing.
DAZN is the official global broadcaster for the 2025 Club World Cup. Inter Miami and the Seattle Sounders are going to compete alongside Manchester City, Chelsea, Real Madrid, and teams from all around the world. You can watch all 63 live soccer matches on DAZN beginning on June 14th. Not to be missed. There's also another major boxing event coming this summer. Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois will rematch, this time for the undisputed heavyweight titles. Usyk stopped Dubois in 2023. Remember, some say that first fight was controversial. They will settle matters in a rematch on July 19th, live from Wembley Stadium.
Active crowd having a blast in Times Square tonight. Unique event.
And Rolly's keeping that right hand right on that chin. Ryan Garcia hasn't had really much success with that hook tonight, Jim. And that's his patented punch.
100% correct. It's been mostly quiet through the first 5 rounds of the fight. So what is Garcia, what is Romero doing, Antonio, to take the left hook away?
You know, I'm thinking those little feints, the little jittery movement that he's doing. He's a little awkward with his approach. And sometimes that might throw a guy off. You know what I mean? And he's also powerful.
Particularly if he has punching power. You don't worry about a guy's motion so much if he can't hurt you. But he's already proven that he can. So therefore you pay more attention to those little twitches and moves, right?
And the last thing you want him to do is get a clean shot on him, Jim. That could be over.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note here that these guys are familiar with one another. They sparred a few times 8 years ago. And, of course, they both, as usual, have different versions of how that sparring went. But Ryan told me that he was going to be hitting him at will on the inside.
And that ain't the case.
He hasn't been inside. He has not been inside to this moment in the fight. They have fought the entire fight from this posture on the perimeter.
And then when I look at this fight, there's not a lot being taken away from Rolly or Ryan. You feel me? If you're going to deplete a guy around for 9-10, you got to invest right now.
But if artificial intelligence still has Ryan Garcia ahead by points in the fight, it must be on the basis of his jab. He's throwing more jabs than Rolly Romero.
He's definitely doing that.
Well, Jim, artificial intelligence may be liking the jab, but I think Romero won that round.
He had some clean body shots, clean, couple two.
Te salió 1-2-1.
I think Romero won the round, and I think by any human scoring metric, Romero should be ahead in the fight. Okay, now here's a proper updated scorecard. Mike Coppinger's scorecard, not artificial intelligence. And you can see it's a 58-55 lead halfway through the fight for Rolly Romero.
I have to agree with that card. I think Ryan Garcia going to need a knockdown at least to take the momentum from a hungry Rolly Romero. He can taste it now.
Yeah, and we're entering round 7. That was the round Garcia knocked Campbell out in when he was dropped in round 2, which he was in this fight.
So it doesn't seem like Ryan Garcia has came back from that knockdown as much as he did against Luke Campbell.
Not so far, no. I think the knockdown really made him a little gun-shy.
If your scorecard is right, Mike Coppinger, Ryan Garcia could win the rest of the fight by a small margin and still lose it, because the lead that Romero has is big enough to ward him off.
I think
Ryan Garcia needs to get his left hook going, Antonio.
One of these fighters need to show some separation. You feel me? Win a round decisively or something. These rounds are just too close, Jim.
Well, the knockdown. is the difference in the fight.
Good body shot. There you go. He got to get Rolly on his back foot.
Romero ducked the right hand. Missing in action so far, the electric left hook of Ryan Garcia. The punch that so bedeviled Devin Haney a year ago, not here tonight so far.
You know, some fighters do fight better when there's chaos swirling around them. Is Ryan Garcia perhaps one of those guys?
Man, I'm thinking probably. I'm thinking this, though. Rolly is strong, bro. He's getting hit with jabs, and he's not even moving. He's not backing up, and I think that is really what's stressing Ryan right now. He can't get this guy to retreat.
Yeah, he did tell me that this move to 147 for Romero should have happened a long time ago.
And he's strong, bro. It just look like, again, he's able to back Ryan up. Ryan is not able to back him up. Good jab. I think a 1-2 will work for Ryan, but he got to go from 0 to 100 with the right hand. Push off that jab, let that right hand come back. I think he can at least land it.
All this posing and looking is wasting time. We're in the 7th. There are only 5 rounds to go after this. It's verging toward becoming another big fight nightmare for the revered trainer Derek James, who lost last year with Errol Spence against Terrence Crawford and may be headed for a similar result tonight if this doesn't change.
And this would be a huge upset. The fact that Ryan has so much momentum going in. We got the big fight with Haney right there on the limb, so it would be a devastating loss if he can't pull this fight out.
And James also had Charlo, who laid an egg against Canelo. Not that
that was a more predictable fight.
Right.
Yeah. That was Canelo.
Right.
Step over to your right. Shoot your right. Listen, when he's doing this, keep shooting the jab. But you can't hit him when he's doing this. Hit him in the arm. Hit him. Knock it down. Make him keep that arm out there. They should keep him out of it, but he can't. Hit him in the arm. Hit him in this. Then step over to that. Hit him in the shoulder. Hit him in the right. Bam, bam, bam. Listen, whenever you go to the right and the left, you walking into the right hand. That's what he's trying to shoot good at you. Tell you all of it. Listen, find that, bite that. That's what it's about. Your little daughters, your little bite, everything you got. You listen, bite down. This is where the dog got to come out right now. Listen, don't nobody care what you do. You feel like a champ. And the only way you feel like a champ, you got to go win it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it.
Show him who's Ryan. Come on, Ryan.
That speech makes clear that Derek James hears the ticking of the clock and wants Ryan Garcia to respond to the ticking of the clock.
Yeah, he realized that, running out of time. He thought his fighter would be comfortably ahead, but that's not the fight we're seeing right now, Jim.
Go ahead.
Ryan Garcia, at least, certainly looks engaged to me in the corner as Derek James was urging him to throw more punches, even if they're landing on the arm.
I think he needs to take some risks. That's the only thing that, pays off is a risk in this fight. There you go. Right there, you got to stay ahead. Just keep popping that jab. It'll open up. Nice. Keep doing that. I always was taught to add on. If you hit guy with one punch, you got to come back with 2. If you throw 2, throw 3. So Ryan Garcia just need to add on to the combinations right now.
Rolly Romero took a shot at ending the fight right there with that right hand thrust. Big time power if he had landed the punch.
A lot of measuring, posturing right now.
Well, that's often what you see when two guys think of themselves as power punchers. They tend to wait to try to land the big shot. I think that's part of what Derek James was trying to break through with in terms of Ryan Garcia. Don't keep waiting to land the one big shot. Throw multiple punches. Rack up some scoreboard here.
Exactly. He landed a good jab right then, Jim.
I just think Garcia's losing a lot of these rounds based on inactivity alone.
He's just not doing enough, it don't seem like. You got to keep peppering that jab until something else opens up. The right hand, the hook, body shots. Good jab. Keep it up.
I want to see a right hand off the jab at least.
You're right,
or a left hook.
Add on. You got to add on. Good jab. You can see Ryan's rhythm and timing. He just needs to use it more.
Now Rolly swarms him, carries him back to the ropes, buys a little time by holding, and the referee tells both fighters not to hold.
Stop at the bell, John, a minute.
Two landed punches at the end of the round for Rolly Romero.
Derek James getting a good workout over there.
Derek's getting angry, huh?
I don't know about angry. He just wants his fighter to step it up a little bit.
Tried to get that from Errol Spence, too. But Terrence Crawford wouldn't allow it. That was a little bit more one-sided fight than this. Garcia's still in this fight.
Most definitely.
Yeah, the last round was quite close. I actually gave it to Garcia. He landed a lot of good jabs, but he still has not really unleashed that left hook.
But did that cut Romero's lead to 1 point on your scorecard? Might have. Yes, I have the map. So it's still a fight as Romero drives Garcia toward the corner with a series of body shots.
And that looks good from the judge's eye. When you got a guy retreating and you land 2 or 3 shots, I think Ryan, one of these fighters is going to have to show some separation in this round, I believe. This fight's up for grabs. Good hook.
CompuBox tells us, by the way, that this fight, like its predecessor, is also being fought at a numerically slow pace. That's not tremendously shocking to me. Garcia is not a huge output puncher. He's not a multiple puncher. He's looking for one big shot a lot of the time.
They strategizing in there, man. A lot of strategy going on right now. Good. Snap that jab, Ryan.
Logic tells you the last 3 rounds might heat up. Particularly if Derek James can impress upon Garcia the need for more activity.
Romero's fighting with a whole lot of confidence right now.
Stop.
Some of Romero's reputation was built from gym wars in Las Vegas. He's been known for high-energy sparring sessions in Las Vegas, some of them in Floyd Mayweather's gym.
He's a guy, I believe, that just sold out. That was an illegal punch behind the back, wasn't it?
Yes.
he sold out on his career, man. He sold himself, and he got that opportunity with Tank, and the rest is history. He believed in himself to that point.
And Romero's a guy that gets a lot of opportunities because he talks such great trash. But, you know, funny enough, he really didn't even speak much until he was 11 years old.
Wow.
He had a lisp, and
He's making up for it now.
You don't fit.
Turkey Al-Sheikh at ringside, owner of Ring Magazine, chairman of the board of the directors of the Saudi Boxing Federation. For the moment, watching the best laid plans for a rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney hanging in the balance as Garcia tries to reverse the momentum of a fight that seems to be going against him. Always a new star in boxing, always another day, always another fight to make. And Rolly Romero could be the beneficiary of all that tonight.
And it's a big surprise, Jim, that we're even in round 10. Odds makers had the over-under for this fight at 6.5 rounds.
No punching, stop. Let go.
The trainer can't make the fighter throw more punches. The fighter's the only one who's in the ring, looking at the opponent, knowing what's coming back, feeling what's coming back. Should Ryan Garcia be selling out a little bit more and throwing more punches, Antonio?
I think both of them should. You know what I mean? It's a high-stake game right here. Ooh, good hook. And Rolly is doing what he has to do. He slowed this fight down to a snail, and Ryan just seems to be
falling into the trap.
Into the trap. Exactly.
Falling into Rolly's trap. Fighting at a pace that does not benefit him now.
And it's easy to forget, but Garcia against Haney lost most of the rounds where he did not score a knockdown. He scored 3 of them, but he was getting outboxed otherwise.
I don't think he thought he would be outboxed by Rolly Romero.
I don't think any of us saw this coming.
But he know Rolly was coming to win. He know that. So he should have put his best foot forward tonight.
That's the second time Rolly has tried to end the fight on one big shot.
But at least he's trying to end it.
Exactly. Big roundhouse right hands are on his mind right now.
Good body shot.
That one landed.
That landed.
That's the third of the big roundhouse rights upstairs, and that one landed.
And Ryan's not coming back. That's the thing. See, if he gets hit with a combination like that, he knows he got to get that back.
In 10 more seconds, there are only going to be 2 rounds to go. So the door is closing, or so it would appear, for Ryan Garcia.
How you feeling? Listen, I don't give a fuck about that. I can't care about that. I care about you focusing, going out there and doing what you worked on doing. You deserve this. You earned this. If you got to show it, you got to show it. All that shit you went through, all the weight loss, all this, you did all of that. Don't act like you didn't do it. You You did all that to get here, right? That year off. And you got to go and fight like you hadn't fought for you. You got to let the jab, work off the stick, set up the shots. You waiting for nothing. You walking right into a shot. You got to pick that pace up.
He doesn't have a hook.
That's right. This is step over. Listen, pick busy, get busy, get busy. The last 2 rounds, you got to go get him. If you don't have time, find this shit. Find it. Off the jab. Walk the jab.
Well, that was dramatic. That was a performance by Derek James trying to get his fighter to where he needs him to go.
He's telling him everything he needs to do. He's even pleading with them. But it got to come from Ryan.
And it's a good thing, Jim, that Derek James is being urgent in the corner. I have Rolly Romero up 97-92. So Garcia, for me, needs at least a knockdown or two to pull this fight out. And Derek James told him, get busy.
And so far, he's not.
Got to start with that front hand first and just get it busy. He's throwing one jab at a time. Why won't he change the rhythm on his jabs? Up jab, down jab. Get more busy with it. Like Rolly is doing.
You have to wonder, what is Devin Haney thinking if he's watching right now?
He can't be thinking too much after the performance he put on.
Performance or not, he has contract signed to fight Ryan Garcia in the fall.
Okay, well,
Dependent on Garcia winning this fight.
Although you never know, right? I just keep thinking back to in the HBO days, Zab Judah gets upset by Carlos Baldomir, and then they do the Mayweather Judah fight anyway.
Hey, Rolly already told him, I think Haney deserves the rematch. After I knock you out, after I beat you can still have your rematch. Good body shot.
Cop, you're really good remembering Judah Baldomir and the stuff that went on there. That's a while back.
Hey, I was at that fight as a fan. Zab Judah is one of my all-time favorites.
One of my all-time favorite people. Just a fun human being, Zab Judah.
Good body shot. Oh, he dug that in that end. Rolly Romero.
And for the moment, Romero's winning this round. Yet another.
And I just lend that to his focus tonight. Rolly came in with a game plan, a mental approach, and he stuck to it. If he can pull this out, it's been a huge upset.
He's created a level of dominance such that Derek James sold out in the corner, all but yelling at Ryan Garcia to try to get a response. And in this round, Garcia has been dormant once again.
Disappointed, Jim, to not see Garcia showing urgency here. He has to know this fight is slipping away.
With everything at stake.
He must not like the taste of Rolly's power. That's the only way I can interpret this. And I'm not a fighter. There's a shot at Devin and Bill Haney as they watch a potential payday seem to go down the drain. Mike.
Rolly Romero, 107-101. Ryan Garcia, I've only given him 3 rounds. Maybe he won 4, but he's just not throwing many punches. And you see the body language in the corner, Jim. He knows he's losing this fight.
And he's not desperate for the win. You know, you feel your whole career slipping away from you right in front of your eyes, man. You get desperate at times.
You've got X billion social media followers. You think you're going to make big money anyway.
Right.
Romero's feeling good, though. He jumps right off the stool.
King Rai is the king of social media. No question in this sport.
I think Ryan needs a big punch, guys.
He needs a left hook. He needs to land his rocket left hook. And he tried one there. But you have to set it up. You can't just throw it haphazardly.
Exactly.
I think Ryan Garcia, if he's not going to throw some punches, is going to have to hope for a gift. I think back to his promoter, Oscar De La Hoya gym on HBO. He had that fight set up against Bernard Hopkins, and I thought he definitely lost to Felix Sturm.
Good memory. Good memory, Cop. You're on target.
I always thought having a fight and having one sign in the background has always been a bad omen in boxing, as far as I'm concerned. It takes and put too much pressures on the guys that's fighting in the fight. And maybe that's what happened tonight.
Yeah, but how do you resist the money? You know, it takes a little bit of faith to say, okay, well, I'll turn this down for now and see if it turns out right and I get even bigger money. When you're looking at the kinds of numbers that were in that contract, right, Cop?
It's a big money fight. I think the rematch was one of the biggest fights in all of boxing after all that transpired. But between Haney's performance and now this, that might be out the window, at least for now. But you know what? Romero and Devin Haney, they've exchanged a lot of words over the years.
That would be a good fight. That would be a good fight for sure. They could sell that. They know each other.
I wonder if Romero's too strong for Devin Haney at this weight. He's a beast in there. The legs, the back, the musculature. He's a very strong fighter. You can see it.
And I think Ryan felt that strength and power tonight.
If Romero does indeed pull this off, this is one of the biggest upsets in recent years. He was plus 700.
Wow. I never saw this happening, bro.
Well, he's not just winning the fight. He's walking away. I mean, your card was 107-102. Reverse one round and it's, 107-102. Reverse a round, it's 106-103. He's still winning. And Romero's slow pace, a smart strategy, right, Antonio?
Yeah, I think that was the only strategy, but I didn't think Ryan would cooperate with everything that Rolly was doing tonight. He cooperated, didn't really put up the resistance I was looking for, but still young, man. Like I say, we don't know the results of this fight.
Stop at the bell, gentlemen. Something happened with the double left hook that put Garcia on his back. Prompted the rest of the fight to be relatively non-essential and perfunctory.
And you know, that left hook came after a dominating round from Ryan, so he needed to really prevent Ryan from getting going.
Well, the Face of Boxing returns to DAZN tomorrow. Canelo Alvarez takes on William Sol for the undisputed super middleweight championship in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It is available for you to buy right now on DAZN.
Garcia throws an arm skyward. Oh, these are highlights. Looking back at what happened in the fight. And here's round two, and there's the double left hook, and there's Garcia flying to a seat on the canvas. And from that point forward, not a lot of other things happened in the fight.
That definitely changed the fight for Rolly Romero, and it really made Ryan Garcia hesitant all night long. I thought we'll see a more active Ryan Garcia, more accurate, but hey, you got to get back to the drawing board, Jim.
Well, these highlights show Garcia jabbing effectively. You see how he won some rounds. If you had seen only these highlights, you might have thought that it wound up closer than it's likely to be on the scorecards. Final CompuBox numbers in the fight. Rolly throws 60 more punches. Garcia lands 11 more punches.
They got Ryan landing more punches.
Garcia lands more jabs. an equal number of power punches. The 2 trips to the canvas in the second round make it seem impossible that Ryan Garcia is actually going to win a decision off of this.
By those numbers, this fight could be up for grabs with those numbers.
But knockdowns count. Box has done more than 15,000 fights in its history, and this produced the 3rd lowest total of punches thrown in a 12-round fight.
Wow, I would have never expected that with these two
And it was
talented
the
kids.
second fight on the card that delivered that kind of profile. Maybe it was something to do with being in Times Square.
Right.
Let's go to Michael Butler with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Fatal Fury Times Square, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judges Tony Brello and Tom Schreck both scored it 115 to 112. Velasco Roldan has it 118 to 109. The winner by unanimous decision, Rolando Romero.
A sportsmanlike piece of applause from Garcia as he accepted the obvious, and Romero begins the celebration, flexing his muscles as he's done all night long, Antonio. And now let's go up to Mike Coppinger in the ring.